For decades, one small country has quietly held the keys to the economic engine of an entire region. That country is Djibouti, a nation that, despite its tiny size and population, has played an outsized role in the Horn of Africa. Strategically located at the crossroads of Africa and the Middle East, Djibouti's ports have been the gateway for trade, commerce, and opportunity, shaping the destinies of millions far beyond its borders. More than 90% of Ethiopia's imports and exports, everything from food and fuel to electronics and machinery, pass through Djibouti's bustling ports. For landlocked Ethiopia, Djibouti is not just a neighbor, it's a lifeline to the world, connecting its people to global markets and vital resources. This unique position has given Djibouti immense wealth, political leverage, and influence that far exceed what you'd expect from a country of its size. The port's success has fueled the local economy, attracted foreign investment, and made Djibouti a critical player in regional geopolitics. But today, that near-total monopoly is facing its greatest challenge yet. New competitors are emerging, and the once unquestioned dominance of Djibouti's ports is now under serious threat. A brand new port is rising in the Horn of Africa, one that promises to offer Ethiopia and other countries an alternative route to the sea. With state-of-the-art facilities and ambitious backers, this new port could completely reshape the region's trade dynamics. This is the story of the port that could end Djibouti's monopoly, and how the balance of power in the Horn of Africa might be about to shift in ways no one could have predicted. Djibouti is a small country nestled in the Horn of Africa and is known for its dry, harsh climate and rugged, arid landscapes. Despite its modest size and the fact that it receives very little rainfall, Djibouti has managed to carve out a significant place for itself on the world stage. The nation has extremely limited natural resources. There are no vast oil fields, no lush forests, and very little arable land. At first glance, it might seem like Djibouti would struggle to thrive in such an environment. Yet, against all odds, Djibouti has become a vital player in regional and global trade. So how did this seemingly inhospitable country become so important, not just to its neighbors, but to the world? The answer lies in its strategic location. Djibouti sits at the entrance of the Red Sea, right next to the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, a narrow passage where a huge portion of global maritime trade flows every single day. This makes Djibouti a critical gateway between Africa, the Middle East, and beyond. In 1993, when Ethiopia lost its coastline and became landlocked after Eritrea's independence, Djibouti's importance skyrocketed. Suddenly, Ethiopia, Africa's second most populous country, needed a reliable route to the sea for all its imports and exports. Over the years, Ethiopia invested heavily in building roads and railways that connected cities directly to Djibouti's ports, ensuring a steady flow of goods and people between the two nations. Meanwhile, Djibouti poured resources into developing state-of-the-art port facilities, expanding its capacity to handle massive volumes of cargo and becoming one of the most advanced shipping hubs in Africa. As a result, Ethiopia came to depend almost entirely on Djibouti for access to international markets, with over 90% of its trade passing through Djibouti's ports. This unique relationship has given Djibouti a near-total monopoly over Ethiopia's maritime trade, transforming it from a small, resource-poor nation into a regional giant and a crucial link in the global supply chain. Now let's talk about a port that's truly changing the game in the Horn of Africa. This is a story of transformation, ambition, and strategic vision, one that's putting Somaliland on the map for global trade and logistics. Berbera Port, located in Somaliland on the Gulf of Aden, is uniquely positioned along one of the world's busiest maritime routes. Its location gives it immense potential to serve as a gateway between Africa, the Middle East, and beyond. For many years, Berbera was largely overlooked, its docks quiet, its facilities outdated, and its potential untapped. Few ships called here, and the port was a shadow of what it could be. But today, things are changing rapidly. The port is undergoing a massive expansion, with new cranes, upgraded infrastructure, and international investment pouring in. Modernization efforts are turning Berbera into a world-class facility. New container terminals have been built, and a state-of-the-art logistics zone is now in operation. The port now offers direct access to Ethiopia's vast eastern regions, opening up new trade routes and economic opportunities for millions. Berbera is no longer just a port. It's fast becoming a vital regional trade corridor, connecting landlocked countries to the sea and driving growth across the Horn of Africa. Ethiopia is Africa's second most populous country, but it has no coastline. Relying on one port is risky high costs, political pressure, and, honestly, no bargaining power. So Ethiopia is looking for alternatives. Berbera offers a shorter distance to eastern Ethiopia, less congestion, and strategic diversification. For Ethiopia, this is not about conflict, it is about economic survival. Djibouti understands one thing very clearly. If Ethiopia uses Berbera seriously, Djibouti's economic leverage weakens. Port fees, logistics income, and regional influence could decline. This is why Djibouti strongly supports Somalia's position, opposes Somaliland recognition, and reacts sharply to any move that strengthens Berbera. The current Djibouti-Somaliland tension is not emotional. It is strategic. This is no longer just a local issue. The Red Sea is one of the world's most important trade routes. Global powers care about secure shipping lanes, military access, and stable partners. That's why the United States, China, and others watch Berbera closely. Israel's recognition of Somaliland caused shockwaves. The Horn of Africa is entering a new geopolitical phase. Djibouti's monopoly may not end tomorrow, but it is no longer guaranteed. Berbera's rise means more choices for Ethiopia, more competition in the region, and a shift in power balances. The Horn of Africa is changing, quietly but deeply. The port that could end Djibouti's monopoly may also reshape